I was born in Damascus, March the 4th, 1920.
And can you tell me a little bit about your parents?
Well, my father was a musician, and also he worked on the farmhand. My mother was a domestic worker. She worked for Dr. Boyer, who was a permanent doctor here in Damascus.
All right. And you were the sixth of 13 children. Can you tell me a little bit about what that was like growing up in such a large family?
Well, yes, I can. It was 9 girls and 4 boys. The girls out distanced because they was older, and we had to kind of get along with each other because we could not survive unless we get along with each other. Some days we had good days, some days we had bad days, but most of all, we got together and we stuck together and we got along together.
Now, your grandfather was a slave in the Carolinas. Can you tell me what led him to come to Damascus, Maryland?
Well, he was young at that time when he came out of South Carolina. He said that it was bad doing slaves down there on the slaves, so he decided to come to Maryland. I think they started out with about 30, and when they got to Richmond, they had about 10. And then he said about 3-4 days later, through the Underground Railroad, he stopped off in Maryland, and he decided to come to Montgomery County. And when he got to Montgomery County, he married my grandmother, and they had a little town named after the Zeiglers called Zeigler Town in Montgomery County, upper Montgomery County.
And that town was named after your grandfather?
It was named after my grandfather, Doc Zeigler.
And now, when he got to Damascus and he settled down, did he find work here? Did anybody ever come looking for him?
Well, he had a trade. He used to build fences, and he also was a musician. And he played all around Damascus for black and white, and he even went over in Carroll and Howard County to play. So they were known as the Zeigler Four.
The band that he was in.
Yes.
Excellent. Can you tell me a little bit about the house that you grew up in?
Well, the house I grew up on is on 108 in Damascus. It was part of a plantation, but the Warfields bought it. So my father worked for them, and I think at that time it was just only 6 of us. So I was the youngest at the time.
And this was a plantation in Maryland?
In Maryland, with part of the plantation. Warfield bought it off the Monarchs. They had a large plantation that ran over into Carroll County.